My name's Mary Lily.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we're the hosts of Unveiled Opinions.
Three newlywed girlies with a podcast on any and everything wedding related. Happy Monday, ladies.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Someone's really happy.
It's a happy
Caitlin
Monday.
gave me white cheddar trail mix, and I don't know if any of you have tried it because I've never had white cheddar trail mix. Unbelievable. Good and Gather, Target brand. This is not an ad.
But if you want to sponsor us,
honestly,
ASMR.
Ew. This brand.
Caitlin's like worst nightmare.
Literally. Where's what mic are you on? How do I mute this? Yeah, Target trail mix is really good. All flavors.
Especially the white cheddar.
Yeah, can confirm.
Parmesan.
Yeah, snacky snack.
Marsha, have you been up to anything fun recently?
Got fitted for a mouth guard today at the dentist for my
thrilling.
TMJ.
That is fun. No, that's real fun.
That's adulting.
That's adulting.
Well, Caitlin, you've been adulting. You've been like ignoring me for work for a long time. What are you working on?
Wow, I feel like I've actually not been ignoring you. But
Caitlin's like, I feel like I actually have to answer your phone calls every day, and it's literally a chore.
yeah, you.
She admits.
No, I'm not saying it's a chore. I'm saying you'll be like, "Are you free?" And I'll be like, "Can I call you in 15?"
No, we'll just be
That's not
texting a lot,
ignoring.
and then I'll be like, "Can you call me? I'm so over this texting." And you're like, "Maybe in an hour or two." I'm like, "How can you text me so freely, but you can't call me?"
Because I'll be
I agree on the
going
texting.
on a call. I have meetings.
Whatever. I'm not a texter.
I know, and neither am I.
I'm a caller.
I'm a caller, but yeah,
Never call me.
So
You don't answer, Marshall.
I hate calls.
I have called you
hate phone calls.
thousands of times before. It's not a successful mission.
No, that's what I'm saying. Don't call me.
don't call.
Never call me.
Yeah, I feel like Mary Lily, you saying I'm ignoring you is me being like, "Hey, can I call you in?"
Caitlin's like, I'm
30
setting
minutes.
healthy boundaries.
She's actually responding. She just doesn't want to get on a lengthy phone call at the
Yeah,
moment.
I just don't have the capacity.
Like, I can't listen to your thoughts right now. It's going to be too much.
and
can't do
I'm
this right
letting you know when I do have the capacity.
Well, Caitlin, thank you. You always have set such good boundaries with me.
Yeah. Wow.
Caitlin,
Here we
we
are.
were literally like 23, right out of college, like in our first fight. And Caitlin was like, I'm sorry if the expectations you've made up in your head about me, like, aren't coming true. And I was like, what?
Were you like, I don't even know what you're saying right now?
She's like, I can't comprehend.
I was
Like, so are you still mad at me, or-
Okay, you're so mature.
Yeah, and then she got mad at me.
Yeah, duh. I was like, what the fuck is this like witchcraft we're trying to use in this fight?
You're like, she read a self-help book and
No.
All right, sorry, Caitlin. What have you been doing?
Oh, goodness. I'm not reading self-help books. No, I'm excited. I have a new group coaching program that I'm launching soon. Yeah, exciting. So if you're a female young professional who wants to feel less insecure,
And empowered.
and empowered, and to feel like you can really like speak out more freely and to set those boundaries with your friends or your coworkers.
I'll teach you
or
a
your
lot.
family.
I'm not
Yeah,
kidding.
without the guilt. This
Yeah, she doesn't feel
program
guilty anymore.
is for you. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm
She
excited.
brings great snacks and wine as someone who meets with her every week.
Yeah, not necessarily to my clients. Sorry.
that's extra.
Yeah, the snacks and wine is an extra fee, but
Oh, you have
it's
to
worth
be
it.
friends with her first.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a real friendship.
Well, boundaries, I guess, is
This
kind
isn't
of.
just for a podcast.
Yeah, this isn't paid.
Caitlin's like, stop talking.
She's about to set a boundary.
Yeah, we're about to set a boundary in the podcast. And it's the mute button.
Don't even tell her. Just
The worst part is I can't remember what number her
I
mic
know,
is.
you'll probably just mute me again. Like has happened like 3 times.
Oh my God. Not intentional. Our studio is crazy.
That's one way to put it.
All right. Well, boundaries. That is kind of one of the things that we probably will talk about. But today we're talking about some of the challenges that come along with spending time with your in-laws during the holidays.
Because it's right around the corner.
Right around the corner. So most people won't admit to a lot of things that we're going to say today. And so buckle up for some real advice on how to make the most of it.
Strap in.
Gross.
You made that gross.
I don't know. It just sounds weird. All right. So what would y'all say are some of the main differences that you've experienced from being, just start from like girlfriend to engaged?
Matthew is one of 4 siblings, and I think it was a little odd. Like right when we started dating, I actually met his whole family in Italy at one of his sister's weddings. And I was the only like significant other that was not either married or engaged. So that was kind of like intimidating. I felt like everyone else was like already in.
In a club that you weren't in.
Yeah. And I was like the only one who was kind of the newbie. But
You didn't know the lingo.
Yeah.
You didn't know the jokes.
It wasn't necessarily like bad or weird, but like it was a little odd also because it's like his sister's wedding. It wasn't like I was like,
Just like a family dinner.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, your sisters are like busy. Like they're not like trying to get to know me that well.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be trying to get to know someone at my own wedding very well. Like,
Right.
so it was like that. But I mean, I'm so close to this family now. One of his sisters lives in Charlotte, which is great. I talk to his parents all the time. So
It worked out.
it worked out. Now we have a much closer relationship. But yes, it was odd.
And it's awkward at first.
Yeah. You're getting to know everybody. And I feel like, I mean, depending on the proximity, that can cause things you can get to know people sooner,
Well, I feel
or
like
it can drag it out. And
you get to know people really quickly. Everyone says traveling, but also like if you're again traveling or staying in their home for a few days. So I feel like it was a little different for Matthew and I because my parents do live in Charlotte.
Yeah.
We've never really like stayed the night at their house. So Matthew knows my parents to like go out to dinner to do this stuff.
but not like their tendencies.
Before, I feel like now that we're married, he like, but I
He's,
think
like,
that
clued
was a
in,
difference for him.
Well, Marshall, I mean, Gil's family is like local-ish. They're in the Southeast.
Yeah. So they're in Charleston.
What's the difference been for like girlfriend to engaged?
Well, it's also because my last job, I never really could spend any holidays or like anything like that with them. So I feel like I didn't even get to know them, at least in like a holiday setting. I would just see them here and there. And like
Which is hard.
It's hard because it's like, you know, you want to have like traditions with your like new family and everything. But
You
then
also
it's
have
like
your own traditions.
and you have your
It's
own
kinda
traditions.
sad.
And then it's like you have like, and then my family is local, like 30
you
minutes
default to
away.
them.
So it's like we spent, I feel like, you know, all the holidays.
You're very used to being able to
with
not have
my
to make a
family. Yeah.
sacrifice.
So, but you know, as a girlfriend, it was Gil's one of 3. And then it was like his brother was married. And then his sister had been with her, well, now husband, for like 10 years. So it's like everyone was very comfortable with each other. Like you're saying,
you were the
inside,
newbie.
I was very much the newbie. And it was kind of, I don't know, I feel like I just sat there and like listened and took it all in. And I mean, obviously I'm more comfortable now, but like that first like couple times I was like, who are these people?
Yes, they had no idea my personality. Like the third time I met them,
they
had
probably
too
thought I was quiet
That's-
and like
That's the thing too, is like, it's getting to know people. And with
with a
Kyle,
lot of pressure. It's
Yeah.
not like you're
Yeah.
getting to know someone and you bumped into each other in a coffee shop.
Yeah.
It's like
like that you right.
it's a
it comes
pressure
with
cooker.
with Kyle, like his family, like I was the newest one by whatever slide. And because I mean his sister's been married forever. They've like a 13-year-old and a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And so I was like, they were like, what's a new person? And it's interesting. And he did ask me. So we started dating in June and he asked me to come to Kansas the first Christmas that we were together.
Oh, okay.
I did not spend like Christmas there, but I was like, I'll pop up.
Came home on Christmas Eve. I was just like, I set boundaries. I did not spend Christmas.
That year I didn't come home. It was like that first year, I was there probably like the 20th to the 23rd.
Okay.
Like it was
The other thing is, it's nice when you're a girlfriend to kind of be able
you get to pop
keep
in
your
and pop out.
boundaries.
Yeah.
Because once you're married, that's not as much of a thing.
Yeah. Very true. And so, yeah, when we first were just girlfriend, boyfriend, like I was not there anywhere close to actual Christmas Eve or Christmas. That was fully designated to my family.
Right.
But flights to Kansas aren't crazy expensive.
Yeah.
If anybody was wondering. So I was able to just like scoot up there and come back. And yeah, it was just, it's like you're the new person.
You can't relax.
But then I think that, as you said, Mary Lou, the difference from being engaged to married is you're engaged. And so it's like, you still get to be like, no, that I'm doing the amount of people I know
have my family stuff too.
that were like, I'm doing Christmas separate from you because this is my last Christmas.
Well, I did that for Thanksgiving last year, and I was really happy just to spend it with my family. We do the same stuff for Thanksgiving every year, and I have the rest of my life to have Thanksgiving with Matthew's family. And we see them all the time. I love them. I'm sure we will do it. But I think it was really nice that we were split up, and he was back in his hometown with his family and friends for his last Thanksgiving. And I was like doing my traditions with my family, which I really loved. And it's fun to kind of do that before you usher in a new life and kind of a new era in which you guys are a pod, like a team,
little unit.
unit.
Yeah.
Marsh, anything, I know again, you have like had to work, but just in terms of like even leading up around the holidays, like have you noticed like how you were treated? It was changed or evolved from when you were engaged to being married?
I feel like at first, like Gil was like totally okay with me not being able to like go to Charleston to, hang out with his family, be a part of like Christmas or Thanksgiving or anything like that. But as we like got engaged and like, married and everything, I feel like it like weighed on him more. And he was like, I really want you to be able to come. And I was like, well, I have to work Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas, same with Thanksgiving. So it was like, I can't
This is really small window.
And I feel like he got really kind of upset by it. And also I get it. He wants to see his family too. And he's like, we're always with my family. And it's honestly just proximity. Like that's really what it is. Like they're really close. They always do something. So it's like, they're going to welcome him. But I feel like that was kind of the hardest part.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like his parents would like be like, are you going to be able to come to like any holidays this year? And I'm like, this year I can, but before, no.
I think that's what's interesting too, is because regardless of whether you're a girlfriend, you're engaged, or your girlfriend, you're engaged, or you're married, there's some type of hopefulness that you're
picking their family
in-laws,
instead of your own.
Yes. And
Caleb was like, I wasn't going to say it that bluntly.
Yeah.
But you're right.
But I mean, I know Kyle's mom, I didn't know this until after we were engaged. She cried the last Christmas that I came up that I was not engaged.
She cried that you weren't like engaged with her, or like engaged with a ring on your finger?
Engaged with a ring on my finger. And I was like,
did you cry to Kyle, or like later she told him?
I never like really asked about the details, but it's like she had a hopefulness about the holidays. Like people put a lot of expectations on the holidays of what they want. And it like her and I were not necessarily close. And so it's like I went, like she wanted her son to be engaged. It wasn't about me, which is so sweet. And it was just, it's interesting again, like
the hope that it brings out in people.
That Marshall, like, oh, they are hopeful. Like, will your work schedule magically change?
Will she let you leave? No, she will not.
No. Still no.
Still no.
No, but I agree. But holidays, I think, are also like such an integral part of like building your relationships with the family and with your in-laws. Like, that is a lot of the time when you like maybe do have downtime. So I think it's a great time to like kick your relationship off on like the best foot. So some etiquette and like little things
what
I've
should we
always
do?
done. I'm such a suck up. Don't care. Always,
shameless suck up.
I know. Always bring a gift, no matter what. And if you can't think of it, go to the Teeter, which is
Grocery
a grocery store.
store.
Get flowers.
Or that one of their like put together baskets.
Put something else. Get some Tate's chocolate chip cookies. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but I think not
just
showing
something
up
small.
empty-handed is a big thing. I really like to get a signature thing. So like I always make cheese straws for the holidays, and now people always expect them, and it's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah, because it's the one time a year that you're like probably making bulk cheese straws,
right? And so that's a little fun thing. My other thing I always say is ask how you can help, because girls, like a lot of times the mom and the sisters will be in the kitchen, and then you're sitting in there with your boyfriend, fiance, watching football, and it's a little awkward that you're with all the guys and all the girls are in the kitchen. Say something. Ask if you can help. Being in the kitchen at those times, I feel like you find out so much gossip. Or if you're like there offering to help with the dishes on the first day, it's like, damn, like this bitch is like down. She kind of like wants
she'll roll
to
up
be
her
here.
sleeves. She's committed.
Yeah.
She offers to help.
It shows like the kind of manners
like a
you
respect.
have. Yeah. And I think also engaging with everyone, just trying to be super polite, especially with elder relatives you might be meeting for the first time.
That goes a long way with like different generations.
Right. No, I definitely agree. And I always try and like figure out what the schedule is. And Matthew's terrible at relaying this to me. So like sometimes I failed. But like reach out to like one of the sister-in-laws or one of the sisters or like whoever you feel closest with and be like, what are you packing? So it's really like, if you have the right outfits, you feel more
confident. Yeah, you feel more a part of the inside jokes, even if you're not.
Right. If you're wearing like something super dressed up and
they're
fancy and they're all in like jeans and you're in like a dress with like lame, like that's awkward. You feel
Never
different.
happened to you?
I wouldn't care as much. Some people might.
Well, again, it goes to like how you feel.
Right.
And then how you act.
No, I agree. So like try and like figure out the schedule. Also, that will make them feel better because if they have all this stuff scheduled and all these holiday day traditions and you're completely clueless and you haven't asked, because boys do not offer up information.
No, they don't.
They rarely know what's going on.
If you haven't like tried to figure it out, then like it's just a look. I mean, I don't know that it's like, again, you're out of the loop. You don't know what's going on with my son and our family.
Yeah.
Not to be like so doomsday.
No, but I think it's, again, like this
You're
is
just
like
going the extra step.
This
like
is
extra
the,
mile.
as we said, I feel like talking about the holidays, I've listened to podcasts on like in-laws and the holidays and it's all very like cookie cutter.
Also, the best thing to say ever when you're going into situations like this, people love to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
Especially to someone that like is close
kind of
with
newer.
Or close with one of their children.
Yeah.
Let them talk. Give them like a little bit back. But I'm sure if you are a good listener, that they are happy to talk to. And then you know what? They'll go away thinking, wow, I felt like I could share anything with her.
I feel so connected.
That was great. And I think that's more the way to lean than I don't know what other way there is.
Well, you want to be engaged and and like, you know, acclimate into this family as best as you can. If that's, you know, your goal, you don't want to just like be the one on the outs, like
on the outs.
Because if you're on the outs from the beginning, it's probably not going to get any better.
No, I will say, I feel like how things progress as a girlfriend it kind of sets the tone.
It's prep work.
And there is only so much that you can do because as you said, Mary Lily, like the sons, like they don't tell you stuff. You guys,
they
don't pay attention.
The first Thanksgiving we had told me it was going to be a black tie dinner, and I bought a $500 dress. And then I found out the week of that everyone was wearing jeans and it was going to be casual this year. And I was like, thank God I can return this. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
I'd be like, were you joking at first?
What if I would have literally showed up in this really nice dress?
That's insane.
They would have been like,
Matthew, and I tried it on in front of him, you guys. And I was like, do you like my like dress for Thanksgiving?
Yeah. And he's like, sure, it's great.
I love it. Like beautiful. Oh my God.
And I think that's the thing is like this time of year, whether again, like it's just your boyfriend, your fiance, your husband, like you're newly married, there's conflict that comes along with this.
Oh my God, so much. And you it's really hard when you're in the same house as your in-laws and you want to be like, screw you for not telling me that dinner was formal and I only have jeans and a sweater on.
Right.
But you're like, I have to go have a nice dinner.
Yeah. And then you have to have a good attitude. And then I also feel like, I don't know if this is just me, but your significant other's less likely and less open to deal with conflict during that time of year, because it's they're maybe around family they don't often see, or it's oh, it's the holidays. Can't we just be happy? And it's
so good,
kind of fuck off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
do you think I don't want to be happy around Christmas?
Right. I don't want to be
I don't want to be
now.
spreading Christmas cheer.
You're burdening me with this unhappiness.
Have you
It's
bought
all
or
you had
wrapped
to
a
do.
single gift?
Yeah.
Have you
Cooked
done?
a side dish? Have you brought an appetizer?
Have you done anything?
Have you brought a hostess gift? Do you know what a cocktail napkin is?
Do you know how to set a table?
Yeah, can you even make me a damn drink?
And so this is
And scene.
this is the unveiled opinions on your in-laws
Follow,
holidays.
subscribe, Apple Podcasts, leave us a review.
It's hard.
It's not easy.
I'm tired of listening to people being oh, your in-laws, they're so great. I'm so lucky. And it's
but also
kind of
I'm
mother-in-law's
tired
my
on the
best
other
friend.
foot of also your in-laws are psychotic, and not that people's in-laws aren't psychotic, but everyone is also just different.
everybody's different.
Just roll with it for the weekend. I feel like
That's
my mom used to be my dad is from Ohio. My mom is one of the most Southern people you've ever met.
Yeah,
And
different.
one time my mom was going up to meet her new in-laws, and my Mimi was going, and my grandmother, my Mima, was going. And my mom was like, do you want to come, Sydney, to her younger sister? And she goes, no, I don't want to go hang out with people from Ohio. And my mom goes, God damn it, Sydney, I love these people. Aww. But it's just
That's
you
so precious.
just had to put up with it back then and embrace it. And I feel like now there's always
they're crazy,
your
they're
therapist
whatever.
says, well, it's the person you love as parents. They can't be that evil. And try and find
You
the
have to-
light in it. I
They
think
raise the person you're
There is
married.
going to be bad things. There are going to be things that
Things
you're
that are inappropriate.
but just try and
pushing
find
boundaries.
the levity in all of it and laugh.
Well,
I
and
crack up when my mother-in-law sends sometimes unhinged text messages in the group message of the family.
Well, I think that's
I
where
love
it's
it.
keeping an lightheartedness,
And it also
to the
can
season,
come with time too.
and it's going to come with time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's some of our lessons learned, and as you think of the holidays, this is some things that we're going to talk through of
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of your survival guide of what to do, what not to do. But I think, and Marshall, I know you were going to talk on this of Marilu, you said of how do you find the lightheartedness of it and just roll with the punches. I feel one way to do that.
medicine.
Yeah, modern medicine. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
But it's also what do you do for just you and your significant other that you can maybe create some space, the two of you, and
Well, I think always if there's something you don't want to discuss or there's something you really want off the table, make it super clear. Boys are not.
Make it clear beforehand.
Yes.
And be make
Yeah.
sure he understands, because they nod their head a lot and
Especially
they don't
if something-
understand.
if you are going to be
I always
sensitive
make
about
Kyle
something.
repeat it back. I'm what are you hearing me say right now? And he's
Yeah.
I'm hearing this. And I'm that's wrong. I'm going to say it again.
You're actually, that's
Listen
not what I
to it
said
when
at all.
I say it in this language.
Yeah. I'm not going to do sign language. I'm going to do English.
Put your phone
here's
down.
a song
and-
form with an interpretive dance.
But yeah, you setting out those things. But how do you do you? And I think
Well, there are so many questions that come up around the holidays about children or
Yeah.
about your future and things like that. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's boundaries that need to be set.
So,
But then how do you create space for the two of you? Are there any things that you have done, whether it's even on a family trip or it doesn't have to just be the holidays,
Yeah.
where it's we need to go take some us time
Right,
away from
right.
this greater group. And
Matthew's really good at that because Matthew hates being around a large group. He's we can't get anywhere, we can't do anything. So I
he
can't take
takes
any
the
credit
lead.
for it. He's
He
very
takes the
good at
lead.
taking the lead. I would probably stick with the group just to be safe. Honestly, usually when we're on trips with his family, I follow his mom and his sister because they're like type A leaders.
Very planner.
And Matthew will get lost. And I'm like, that's just like not my problem to deal with on a vacation. With the people who are in charge. And
so you don't need to be responsible for him.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That is fair.
And and he knows that, and he doesn't care.
Well, good. Yeah, I know this year for Christmas, I am spending it with Gil's family in Charleston. But
I'll be in Charleston for Christmas too.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
But I did. Well, we're taking my dog, and that is, going to be nice because, like, I've never spent.
You've got to go for walks.
Yeah. Well, I also have never spent Christmas away from him.
Oh,
He's like, he's my little, like, he's my family. But my big thing is
not our family.
He's my family.
Yeah.
But my big thing with him is I was like, let's just make Christmas, like, let's make our own traditions almost, and let's make this trip like our gift to each other. So we're staying downtown, and like we're staying in a nicer hotel downtown. And so like we will have our own space.
That's really nice.
And then Gil actually at first, I feel like he wasn't super into it, but a main reason we can't even stay with his parents is because their dog is very aggressive and does not like other dogs, has actually killed them, other animals before. So I'm not risking
animal violence.
Yes, I am not risking Connie's life on Christmas of all time.
The dog's name's Conroy.
Yes. But anyways, so he's actually
got a boy named Connie. Sorry.
So you're making it a vacation.
Yes.
And then going to see
we're going to be doing like a nice dinner downtown. And Gil actually was like, this is really great. He was like, this is actually really great. So like we can like go to my parents' house. And then when I want to leave, we can leave. And I was like, you're right.
We can spend as much time with them as we want.
Exactly. Because it's not far. So it's really nice.
I just have such a different
I'm
experience,
taking tips from you.
Well, it's
ours. It's like all of Matthew's siblings are obsessed with each other. Like they all want to be together. We're like all jammed into a living room. Like people are on the floor. People are yelling. Then we're at like other people's houses. I don't know. I love it. Matthew's family's big and it's chaotic.
You love, like, I feel like even growing up, like my family wasn't that big, but it was like just like active.
Yeah.
And coming alongside that. And that's, I feel like with Kyle's family, like it's slower, which is so different for me. Like I'm used to Matthew's family of like the chaos and like everybody's coming over and we're playing games. Like, it's like we're partying, we're, making cocktails. My mom has so much food. And then it's just like a little bit of a slower pace where it's like, it's pretty cold that time of year in that part of the country.
Kansas.
Sometimes.
Just Kansas.
There's just really a subway.
And it is, it's like,
sorry.
Anyways. So the climate is chilly.
Thank you for the clarification.
The room can be too.
So can the vibes.
We get it.
But it's just a little quieter. It's like you like wake up and it's like you just kind of stay around the house.
Mom like wants everyone to have an activity. Like we would wake up there for a regular
There's an
sleepover. Like it would be like December 7th sleepover. Mary Lily wakes up at Caitlin Flanagan's house
Breakfast.
And it's 11.
There's a menu.
There's like a menu for breakfast. Then we're baking cookies. Then she's like, then I thought you and Caitlin would probably watch a movie or go on the walk. And then it's like, then we're hanging out in the basement. Then Sean comes home. Then we have dinner. Like
that's how it was for me when I grew up.
It's active.
Well, and like with my family, I feel like too, it was like their friends
just
were stopping
going
by.
on.
There were grown-ups to
we
put
were
on
like
a play
around from like family
and
my
houses
dad
to house.
had a bunch of siblings. We had a bunch of cousins. It was just like nonstop.
There's a lot going on.
But I feel like as I've gotten older and people have like moved away or they've
stopped
being
away
or like,
no, our Christmases have
No, Augusta is buzzing.
That's how our family, my family Christmas is. They are so fun. And then, it's a little quieter. And so for how Kyle and I create time for each other is
Kyle makes you stay home while your whole family opens gifts.
Yeah, that's not fun.
That sounds depressing.
But when we're in Kansas, how we create space for each other is we go to the gym.
Oh, that's like doing a turkey trot on Thanksgiving.
I literally was. I didn't even know that. Because I was like, Kyle, we have to get out of this house.
You're like, I need space.
And going to the gym is the only thing that we do to leave the house some days. Honestly, pray for me.
Are you going there this year?
And then the other time, I was I was sick. And so we had to go to Target and I had to buy a humidifier. Big trip to Target because I had to get a humidifier because the air is so dry there.
Caitlin's skin's flaking off.
And I can't breathe.
She's like, I can't ice skate another day, Kyle, without a humidifier. Let's go to Planet Fitness. Mary Lily's mom, call us in another day pass.
I literally was like, I got yelled at last time we were there because of all things, I'm talking to her financial planner on the treadmill. If you thought it couldn't get worse.
He's like, Caitlin, you can afford a day pass at a nicer place.
This sounds like the worst Christmas ever.
There's no other
This is
gym.
a nightmare before Christmas.
Really, there's no other gym available.
Kansas.
There's no meatheads in Kansas?
Well, no.
I feel like they are outdoorsy.
Oh, because it's only farmer boys.
I don't know. I've never been. I just made all this
They get strong with no livestock.
Is it the Wizard of Oz?
They, she said it's like the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, there's no other gym there. So, yeah,
In that town.
now you understand.
So how long do you stay at the gym?
Caitlin's like, I sauna for 4 hours.
At Planet Fitness.
No.
I contract.
And then I have to go home and get a shot.
Yeah, MRSA is regular in Kansas.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if any of our listeners are from Kansas.
I don't think they are. We look at the demographics.
Thank you.
Well, the holidays can be really enjoyable and fun.
They are coming up.
Depending on your in-laws.
I also think it depends on your outlook. Like we can laugh about it.
Yeah, we can laugh about it.
Like
And I
Caitlin
try to
calls
have a
me a lot of
really
the time in Kansas and
outlook.
like literally giggles, and I am usually so
in
hungover I
denial.
can't breathe in Augusta, so I can really listen to Caitlin.
Yeah, it's perfect because we don't drink up there.
Oh, God. Just keeps going.
Cheers to
know.
that.
Oh,
I
that's a
ASMR.
clink. That's a clink.
That's a clink. I literally asked Kyle last night. I said, "What do you think your parents will think if I bring THC non-alcoholic cocktails up for Christmas?"
I like those.
I do too, but
They're not
I
going over
don't
well.
know if they're like popular. If
Do
you
they know
like,
what THC is?
honestly, I've got that going for me. I don't think they do.
Okay, I'll just bring it.
All right, we're bringing it. I mean, I was going to bring it either
Just
way.
add it to the list.
Well, it's not
Anywho.
like parents don't read the labels, you guys.
Anywho.
My mom used to look at Four Locos and be like, "What's this energy drink?"
Right. Just, tell them it's an energy drink or kombucha.
Yeah, it's kombucha. You can't have it though. It's my ex-boyfriend's. You'll keel over and die.
All right, and we're getting deep. Next topic.
Sorry, derailed. Okay, so what are Mary Lee? I feel like especially you can speak to this. The
God.
things that your significant other's family have done to like make you feel welcome and included.
I think they just like, it's really nice that he has kind of 4 crazy siblings.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care, like show up as you are. I remember the first Thanksgiving I stayed with them. There were so many people staying at the house. So Matthew and I could not stay at the
Mm-hmm.
house. But of course, his brother slept over with us at a random house. So we were like driving his brother home and getting McDonald's in the morning. And I walked into his mom's house in sweatpants and no shoes because Matthew did not tell me we were going to go to his parents' house to get coffee and stay for an hour.
Oh,
No shoes.
And no shoes, nothing. T-shirt,
Your Sunday best.
sweatpants. Yes, like had not woken up yet. And I just went in there and talked to his mom. And his mom, I don't think batted an eye.
Yeah, she was probably like unfazed. She's
Wanted
like,
to hear about our night. Was just so polite and great. And so I think if you go in there and are like open and feel genuine and they feel a genuine connection with you, it does feel easier. Find some common ground.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be your favorite thing, but find something that you do both enjoy. And I think try and capitalize on that. And then being just as polite as you can be. Like no one can get mad at someone that's like helping clear the table and wash the dishes.
I agree, but also you can be as polite as you want and someone still might not like you. So don't
Agree.
just
Be
do all
yourself.
you can to like, so they can't say anything like you were ungrateful or like whatever, but don't be like upset if you still don't have the best, like you might not be best friends.
it's not personal.
Right. It's not personal always. Like sometimes like people just don't vibe,
awkward.
you know, or
Awkward.
like
They don't have anything
They
in
may
common.
not be open to.
right. Or like if you don't have anything in common with them, like just always be polite, like Mary Lily was saying.
And if you have boundaries, set boundaries. I mean, Matthew and I's family love each other very much, but it's not to say that I haven't like gotten upset before and told them. But I think that they appreciate that way more than me like harboring like being mad at them and like causing a rift between anyone. So I think like honesty is the best policy. You don't have to be so honest. Yeah. But like if something
you can hold some things back.
If something's really bothering you, I think tell them. I mean, they should be of the same ilk of the person that you're in a relationship with. So it like you should be able to connect with them on some level. Yeah. So just look for that level.
Sure.
Strive for it.
We strive every day.
Yeah. Get a microscope out if you need one.
You have one I could borrow?
No, mine are PLUs.
Oh, dang it.
Then there's the things that your family does to make you, like your significant other, feel included. Yeah. And I feel like my family did a really good job with this, especially like with Gil and Anna. I mean, my brother and his wife dated for like a bajillion years. So I feel like they did have practice with that before Gil came along. But even like at Christmas, my parents would always, if they got me something, like they tried like, if they got me a lot of stuff, they got Gil like equal value because they're like, you know, we don't want
you to feel, we don't want it to be awkward.
It don't be awkward. Like, you know, they always invite him to everything. They're like, you don't have to do anything. Like, just like they're not going to put him to work or anything, give him chores. Like, they just always, I feel like just wanted him. Yeah. To be like,
you guys both have brothers. So like sometimes when Matthew comes around, my family's like, do the stuff.
And he's like, I'm a man.
Well, no, it's because my dad is like, I need someone to help me do this. And it's like, you know what I mean? But Matthew, I think, likes it. Yeah. And he likes having something to do, like be useful.
Having things. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like they are always just remembering certain details about his life, like asking him, like,
they make an effort.
They make an effort.
Yeah, my mom
they are not just interested in me.
My mom will text Matthew like personally and be like, what beer are you drinking?
Yes.
Matthew,
That's what mom always does that. Yeah.
I always feel
Girls
like
are so thoughtful.
I feel like I'm like the backup dancer to Kyle with my family. Like he gets like the lead act and I'm just like secondary.
I wouldn't know what that's like.
Yeah.
But yeah,
my family I think is probably trying to enforce that on me. I just have not.
You're like,
you have not picked up on it.
But yeah, just like little things that matter.
Things.
Yeah.
Well, I think my mom has
loved Matthew.
Yeah, my parents love Kyle. My mom has done this since we started dating because we are the family that's local. And so we're closer by proximity. We spend a lot of holidays together. My mom has always asked Kyle, what are your traditions? What are your favorite parts of this holiday? What's your favorite meal that you've had? My stuffing's my favorite, got cut last year, but his green beans literally were top priority for her.
Of course.
And so it's sweet. Like, it's just nice that, and I actually asked him this the other day because I was like, and he was like, he now has things around the holidays that he and my dad or he and my mom own together. And it's like, it's their thing.
Yeah.
And so he's like created his own tradition within my family. Yeah.
No, that's really cool.
He's peak included.
Yeah.
And I'm peak Planet Fitness.
Oh God. I was just thinking about my father-in-law because every time I come to town or if he sees me, like even if like we're like going on a trip or something, he always will ask Gil like what liquor I want and what mixers I want because he doesn't drink anymore, but he makes amazing cocktails. And he always will like make me a Bloody Mary. Like I don't think anyone else in their whole family likes Bloody Marys, but like he always has the stuff to like make me a Bloody Mary. He's very welcoming in that sense, which does make you feel, you know, like I'm not with my family for the holidays, but it's like you're kind of like, you're not as sad if you can have a nice Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah. A Bloody Mary cures everything.
Okay. Well, Matthew's family's like great, but like there's some little kids. We're worried about them. They're not bringing me special Bloody Mary.
Well, it's different.
Well, we don't have kids. And
that's what it's fun is like it, depending on what season of life you're in, it brings for a different atmosphere.
But it's so much fun to go home with Matthew and meet all his friends from growing up and like, get to see their lives and everything. You
gotta put a lot into like a short amount of time. I feel like it's like we're bopping around to everyone, the aunts, uncles, like cousins, friends. It's a lot.
It's a lot to jam in.
It is.
So
Sorry, what?
If you think of like previous relationships, like even boyfriends or like guys that you've dated.
Oh, that like didn't make you feel welcome.
Yeah. Around the holiday season.
Yeah. I guess just like I was kind of saying earlier, my parents really care about Gil and like listening to him. I have visited some parent, and they don't care about me at all. Like, don't even make eye contact. Only talk to their son. Like, I could just be
saint.
I could be an end table. Like,
you
know what I'm saying? Like,
well, one of my things is like my ex-boyfriend, he had a bunch of brothers. So he was one of 4. And the mom would sometimes talk a bunch of shit about the other girlfriends to me.
Yeah, that's
and she'd be like,
happened too.
but I love you. I'm
You're
like,
like,
but do you? Or are you just talking?
Right.
And she drank a lot, which just felt like a lot of like I don't know, I
cattiness.
better do these random things or you're going to talk about me.
Yeah.
And it just felt not like a family vibe.
I've had that too, where it's like they just talk shit about everyone and all the other significant others. And it's just like, so what do you say about me when I'm not here?
When I'm not around.
Yeah. So that is not very welcoming.
Yeah. It is tough when it's like you hear things that they're like sharing. And again,
just
they're probably trying to be
uncomfortable.
welcoming, but it's like not at the same time. All right. Well, to wrap up, so the advice that we never asked for. So holidays are, especially if you're a girlfriend, especially if you're engaged, or you're newly married, you're going to get some unsolicited advice and suggestions about the wedding or starting a family from people that you don't really feel comfortable maybe being as honest as you would want to be. And so, Marsh, how would you handle like, especially, your wedding planning, you should do like XYZ for the reception.
That did happen with the no kid policy. And I just was very firm with it. I was like, Gil and I have talked about this. I like to say Gil and I, not just me.
Team United Front.
Yeah, I was like, Gil and I have talked about this. We have decided that we do not want kids at the wedding or reception. And that's that.
And that's that.
And then it's just like, let's move on to the next thing. We're not going to linger on this.
Make it brief, make it clear, make it concise, make it so there's not a conversation and there's no room for a question.
Nothing. Yeah. You're just moving on to the next. They can't bring it,
Well, then, so that's kind of similar of like, okay, well, for if you're wedding planning, why aren't you doing your wedding dress fitting here? Or why aren't
you getting married in Charleston?
Why aren't you, why aren't you getting married here? Why are you making us travel? Like all of the things.
All the things.
The suggestions.
Yeah. It's just lots of suggestions. Very similar to the last one. It's like, just be
Address
like
it.
me and your significant other. We wanted somewhere that, was special to both of us, but also, was good proximity for all of our guests. We don't want to, just cater to 5 people.
Yeah.
So don't leave any room for discussion.
Yeah. Don't leave room for discussion and just be clear and firm. This one I've had, I don't know if you've had this yet. Well, maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I don't know. We'll find out. How many kids do you want?
Yeah. I was asked that at our reception. By a great aunt.
Give us 5 minutes.
I didn't even really know her name like that. We haven't even had
a minute alone to try to conceive a child.
I know. So I just said 0 and walked away.
And that's Marshall being her authentic self.
Because it's, I think that's an inappropriate question for anyone to ask.
Well, what I think is even more inappropriate is when you get somebody to argue your response.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's happened to us a lot around the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, we're going to start with one.
And then they're like, oh, you're going to have a only kids are weird.
Yeah.
We've gotten that too.
And it's like, I am so sorry. I think I forgot where you mattered.
Right.
In my
I was
life.
like, I didn't ask your opinion. And also I just feel like people, like I'm from a small family. Like, I have one sibling. Gil's just from 3. Like why neither one of us want
20
a litter.
kids. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I missed where you were in this family. You were deciding this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this. I think the other thing too is like, again, be clear. Make sure you and your significant other are on the same page of your answer, because you just have to be firm, and you do have to nip it in the butt, because at least in my experience, it wasn't nipped in the butt. And then it kept coming up.
It keeps coming up. Yeah.
And so if you're not just like firm of like, hey, this is not something we're discussing.
I know. Gil like told his dad when I think we weren't even engaged, that I wasn't sure about kids. And I don't really think he should have told him that, just because I feel like it kind of put a sour taste in his dad's mouth too. Yeah. But that was just, and he's like, why? That's like so weird. And it's like, you don't know me at all. You don't know me like that. And it's like, it kind of like Gil like opened me up to criticism. So I had to like be like, okay, like let's keep some things on the down low. You know, we have time to change our minds about literally anything.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. And that's, again, it's like just knowing what you want to keep on your own and like keep to yourselves and what you don't. And it's hard because starting out, if you're like just dating somebody, you're not necessarily going to be super clear on that. But I think trying to like put some thoughtfulness into it now will help you in the long term, so that, you know, you're not having to deal with some of the questions and people pressing you and pushing your boundaries later on.
Very true.
All right. Well, wrapping up, we don't have a game today because we
knew there'd be so much to talk about.
Yeah, there's so much to talk about. But we also want to hear from y'all. So we're doing a special holiday episode next month to feature your favorite family and in-law stories. And we want to hear from you on like all those stories. And then we're going to put them on the naughty,
good, the bad, the ugly.
The good, the bad, the ugly holiday edition. Naughty or nice.
I love it.
So DM us or send us.
We'll check the list twice.
Yeah. We'll check the list twice. We'll make sure.
I want naughty stories.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
So
they're entertaining.
DM us or send us an email. I think our email's on our Instagram. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, review, rate.
Talk to us.
Yeah, please.
We're desperate for attention.
Oh, God. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.